What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another unboxing video brought to you by Bearded Kaiju's Unboxing Reviews. If you guys like the channel, hit that subscribe button, give the video a like, share with anybody you think that the content of this channel. Also hit that bell notification so you are notified when videos drop like this one. Yeah, Bandai. I mean, that's what it's been doing for the last several months, but I have another plethora of intake of Bandai, and I just want to show it off for you all and to enjoy it, honestly. This has been a lot of fun. It's been a kind of a joyride to kind of go down here and actually collecting all this stuff that I've passed on. And with these past videos for the past several months that have shown off for like haul videos or just collection videos, it just makes me realize that like I have been going so long without getting Bandai that I'm so far behind, and it just kind of gets you to realize like how much stuff is really out there and how many different versions of them there are, from exclusives to reissues to new paint schemes, all that kind of stuff. There's so many different things, and they just kind of keep grinding, and they haven't even released everything as an entirety for even all the characters. So it's pretty crazy to realize that and to see that this just kind of keeps going. So but yeah, I'm just going to kind of keep going, keep grabbing what I can and collecting what I can, and kind of keep filling those gaps. So it's been a lot of fun, and hopefully you all have been enjoying it and enjoying kind of what I've been getting into, and seeing all these figures firsthand. So I mean, I know they're not the most groundbreaking, and they're probably not all the newly released ones. Some are, but some of them are a lot older. So it is what it is. But it's new for me because it's my first time buying them. So, but yeah, I have a lot to get through today, so we're gonna get right into it and get going. So here we go. All right, so first off, we're going to start off with a nice little banger here. We have the alternate color, or the Frenchie King Ghidorah. This is the alternate color that he could have been, and this is what they used him as some of the promotional pictures for advertising the movie that was seen on posters and advertisement photos. This is something that he could have been, but never actually really went down that road. They went with the gold road, of course, but just kind of what could have been. So thought I would pick this up. This is the Showa Ghidorah, of course, from '64, and this is actually a special release. This is the premium Bandai release of this particular sculpt. The other release of this was in the 70th anniversary Bandai set that I have shown on the channel. Go check that out if you haven't seen it. It is the all gold version. Now, I do have thoughts, I do have complaints about this particular sculpt for the Showa Ghidorah. The Showa Ghidorah is my favorite Ghidorah iteration, but it is what it is. You kind of get what you get, and that's it. But it's still great. It's still cool to see the Frenchie version of this. It's just a cool kind of colorway. So, but of course, have to see the tag. Here is just the back mumbo jumbo, and then on the front it has a picture of the Frenchie design. So really cool. Let's go to the next. Next up, we have a Jet Jaguar, and this is a special Jet Jaguar because this is a Godzilla store exclusive Jet Jaguar. This is the flying version, if you will. It's not really the flying version because literally all he has is just his hands up, singing YMCA. I don't know, but yeah, that's kind of what we got for Bandai. Here is the tag. The goldish yellow wording and stuff signifies that it's the Godzilla store exclusive, and here's the back for it. But yeah, Premium Bandai actually brought out a legit looking flying Jet Jaguar. It's just a completely different sculpt than what we have here, and that actually looks like the flying. It has the whole shape, the body, everything kind of looks like it, and it's supposed to be that way. So this is kind of Bandai's Movie Monster series version of that, but I had to get it. It kind of came in a bundle, so I just kind of grabbed it. Happy to have it. Just a different iteration of Jet Jaguar. All right, next up is actually one of them that I really enjoy is Monster X. I actually really enjoy this Kaiju that we got in Final Wars. I really actually think that he should have stayed this way and not turned into Kaiser Ghidorah. I might be in the minority, but that is just my opinion. That's my take. I thought his overall design looked really cool. He was very menacing. So I really did like his overall aesthetic as a Kaiju. So really very powerful and great to kind of see him on screen. But this is the version of Bandai. Didn't go too hard with the detail, very soft on like the bone sculpts for his head and his shoulders. So would have liked to see more on that. Would have liked to see kind of more coloring, maybe shading to really kind of pop these shoulder pieces. But it's kind of, you know, it is what it is. It is made for a child, and they're not going to put too much money and time into it. So, but here is the tag, and of course the back. That's about it. So, yeah, that's it for him. Did want to pick him up. Another one I passed on. Still need to get Kaiser Ghidorah eventually in the 6-inch line, but at least I got him. So, all right, and everybody's favorite thing to have for dinner, Mr. Ibra himself. Now, he is a super underrated Kaiju. I know not a lot of people like him, don't like the movie. It is a guilty pleasure of mine. It's not even a guilty pleasure. I enjoy it a lot, and I'm not afraid to say it. It is such an underrated movie. The characters and the whole plot is super great. I just love it. Yeah, he might not be the most menacing or outlandish Kaiju that we've seen from the Godzilla franchise, but he fits, he works, and obviously we know the background to him where it wasn't supposed to be Godzilla, it was supposed to be King Kong fighting him. That probably would have made a lot more sense, but you know, it is what it is, and this is what we got, and I still love it. So this is a Godzilla Store exclusive also, with this tag. Here's the tag with Ibra kind of getting in a promotional shot, and then here is the back. So, but I did like on this where, if you can kind of see, they did kind of a black dry brushing around his body to kind of break up the whole red, because he doesn't really have a lot of different coloration for him, but I like that they did that dry brush all the way down his back and his tail and his legs and stuff, just to kind of break it up. They could have done a little bit more, you know, but again, you know, you're getting what you're buying. You know, these are like $15-20 figures, so you're not going to get too much detail, too much color. So still a great figure, and I had to get him in the collection. All right, and one of my favorite Godzilla suits is a Shoshingeki suit, and this is their new release of the Godzilla 1971. I have thoughts and opinions on this one. What really could have been nice for this release is that if they would have done something different to really distinguish him from the 68 suit that we've already gotten, to really kind of know, hey, this is really different, or this is from Godzilla vs. Ghidorah. It would have been nice to get like the eye patch above his eye for the battle damage, or maybe his battle damage on his hand would have been nice, or both, to really kind of differentiate them, because they're so similar and it's hard to know which ones is which. You know, the only way you're going to really tell is if you have the tag that's saying what year it is, and then actually dissecting and looking at both figures and actually seeing the difference. Now, there is a difference, actually, that actually how they did the sculpt with the hands, they actually made his arms come in more closer to the body. The 68 is more outwards and kind of, you know, at the sides. And then the actual face is actually sculpted a little bit different on the 71 compared to the 68. Very subtle, very, very subtle. But if you look at them side by side, you can see the difference, and that's what I did. I looked at mine and I compared to this one. I was like, okay, there is a little bit of a difference, but it's very subtle, and you know, only to the keen eye, or if you have these things next to each other, are you gonna know about that stuff. So that's the biggest thing. And then of course, like I said, it's the tag. So here's the new tag from the 71, and of course on the back is that. So really cool. I want to get one iteration of every single suit from every single year, so I had to get it. It was on the list, so glad to get it. All right, next up is Mechagodzilla 93, the Heisei Mechagodzilla, or Godzilla 2, if you Well, I guess that doesn't make any sense because actually Mechagodzilla 2 was in Godzilla 75 or Terra Mechagodzilla, but you know, it is what it is. But yeah, so this is the normal version of Mechagodzilla, just the standard kind of him when you first see him, when he first fights Godzilla. Nothing too special about him, you know, there's just the anti-Godzilla machine that we got in the film to see if they could beat him. Here is the tag of just Mechagodzilla on there, and of course the back. So normal mumbo jumbo. So yeah, so nothing too great, too crazy about this. It kind of gave us the 93 Godzilla, or Mechagodzilla, I should say. But the next one that I think is obviously more intriguing is that they finally gave us a Super Mechagodzilla with the Garuda on the back. So that one was really cool. I really did dig that. This is the one that I really wanted, but I didn't have the normal one, so I had to get both. But this one is really unique because obviously you can see the cannons coming by his face, and then of course on the back you see the Garuda attached to him, making Super Mechagodzilla. Just really cool. Here is the tag, of course, of Super Mechagodzilla. Then on the back, more mumbo jumbo. So, and even in the front, you can see that his spiral grenade, his belly beam is open too, which is great. So basically he's in full attack mode with all of his weapons that you kind of see in the final battle with Godzilla, where he is just shooting everything at him. Just super great. So this is the version that I really liked, but I had to get the normal also just to have it in the collection. So really great. This is one of the newer ones that they just released. So and then I picked up the Final Wars Rodan. This is the reissue. This isn't the original release. But I didn't have Final Wars Rodan in my collection, so I just kind of had to get it. I don't have a lot of Final Wars, actually. I do have some of the 8-inch ones, but a lot of the 6-inch ones I don't have. I did just pick up the Monster X like you saw. This is another one. I think I might have Anguirus, but that's really about it. So got to get a few more. Here is the tag. Good shot of Rodan on top of the building in Final Wars, which is really cool with the clouds. And here's the back mumbo jumbo. So really great. Not much to go over. This particular release is different from the original. They did more of a brown dark color to him, added that black strip kind of going all the way across. It's okay. I will still be looking for the original release, but I had to get something in there, and this was another bundle figure, so it just kind of came with it. So. And another one, coincidentally, from Final Wars is Godzilla Final Wars. I finally picked one up from the 6-inch line. This is the reissue also, the newer one. So I'll look for the original. I don't know if there's much of a difference from the original, so I might just stick with this one and not the original. But yeah, had to get this in my line of Godzilla suits that I did not have, that I didn't realize until recently. I was like, oh man, I gotta rectify that, you know. So really great, really cool. Not much to really go over with him. Like I said, I don't think there's much of a difference from the original release. Just a great, you know, Final Wars Goji. I do like the suit. I like the thin, slimmed down Godzilla suit, honestly, more than the robust, I guess you could say, Godzilla suits. So, but just really cool. And here's the tag of Godzilla Final Wars, and here's the back. So, all right. And then I have Destroya here. This is the new reissue of Destroya. This one makes me mad because I got this one, and recently, if you guys have been looking into Facebook, any social media, you probably know that we just got announced a new Destroya coming out, one that scales perfectly and supposed to be more accurate with like the movies, and it's a new completely different line from Bandai called like the Giga line, that are supposed to be actually more scale accurate that we saw in the films. So this guy I did get already. Unfortunately, he is even smaller than the original release, which really sucks, because he towered over Burning Godzilla, and I am very particular with scaling. I understand these are like 6-inch scales and that they're really not going to kind of differentiate, but they're going to start doing that kind of stuff. I'm all for that. So now I'm going to get the new Destroya that comes out, but this is kind of the reissue, so kind of sad about it, but you know, it is what it is. I got it. Got the wings going on here. I like that you can kind of they kind of go more to the side instead of like upwards. Yeah, you can bring them upwards, but they're not as big as the original Destroyer, which I did like. So like I said, everything kind of about this release is just miniaturized, and you know, it sucks, but I just kind of grabbed it. Kind of skipped on the details too, and overall paint job, the original is way better. So just kind of a letdown for this release, but I got it regardless. I wanted a new one and an old one, and unfortunately then all of a sudden they announce another new one and one that's way better. So he is just kind of here now. But it is what it is. All right, and then the next one, final two here. This one is the Godzilla 1984. This is a reissue. The original was from the Bandai 50th anniversary box set, and this kind of upsets me because the ones in the Bandai set were very special because they're only for that set, and I hunted tooth and nail for that set, and I spent quite a bit of money on it, thinking that that's the only way to get those suits, and now all of a sudden they're reissuing them all in normal releases, and it just kind of sucks. It does suck. It takes a little bit of a sour taste in my mouth, but you know, I understand that they're trying to make more money. They're trying to maybe get, you know, newcomers that are coming into it the chance to get these figures. I get that. I understand it. It's still not going to change the fact that I had to pay 10 times as much as what these things go for this box set that I thought was special, and it kind of just takes the specialness away from it, honestly. So but I wanted to get it because it has a tag in that memorial box set. They don't have tags, they have cards, and they're not attached to anything. They just kind of come in there. So I love the tags. I love keeping them on the figure and everything. So I really kind of wanted to hunt one down and get the tag for it. So, and speaking of tag, here is the tag of Godzilla coming to the city right in front of the train, and here is the back. So it's a great sculpt. It's a phenomenal sculpt. Honestly, it is awesome. You definitely need to pick it up if you don't have an 84. This is it for you, honestly. Just kind of hurts a little bit. So, all right. And last but certainly not least, I think this one is super unique, super cool. I have Crustaceous Ghidorah from the Rebirth of Mothra series. This thing is just awesome. Bigger than I expected. Has a very good presence for it, and I wasn't expecting this. I avoided this one for a while for some reason. I wasn't the biggest fan of Crustaceous Ghidorah, but I was like, you know what? I need to get this because I absolutely love Grand King Ghidorah. It's such a great design. His overall look, just everything is awesome. His abilities, his presence in the film was great. So I was like, you know what? I got to get this. But I wanted to get a good one with a good tag, like I always say. And one came up with just an awesome price on it, and I jumped on it. So just a really, really nice figure. This is the original. They have never reissued this one, but here's the tag, and of course the back. Now these tags, the original tags were way better. I just like that they included a lot more. I think inside they even included the set of figures that came out with the original Bandai set, which was really cool, so you can kind of see which ones are available and which ones maybe you have, kind of like a little checklist. So this thing was just awesome. This thing is just really, really great. Really happy to get this. And yeah, it's really awesome. Just blew my mind, honestly, when I got it. More impressive in person than, you know, seen on pictures or from a distance. So definitely changed my mind about it, and I was happy to get it. So, but yeah, that is it, man. I think it was about 11, 12 figures or something like that. So a lot of stuff coming in, and just kind of keep on going through it, and trying to play catch up, honestly. Just still going, still grinding. So hopefully you guys all enjoyed it. There's going to be way more Bandai videos coming, so hopefully you don't get sick of them. I'm going to keep trying to intertwine them with some other stuff so you don't get just straight up Bandai. But it's just great stuff to kind of see. I've been growing up with this stuff, seeing it from afar, and now finally getting into my hands, into my collection. It's really fun, and it's just, you know, it's almost like collecting Pokemon. I gotta collect them all, you know. So, but you know, money willing, I guess. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and I will be giving you another giveaway. Just waiting for it to come in. Just waiting for it to arrive, and then I can show you all. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. I think you all are gonna like it. I'm excited. So yeah. So until next time, later.